does or not. Good morning, everyone, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. It is snowing again in Calgary. Can you believe it? Anyways, I guess our summer's a long way off, but I wanted to show you my summer diamonds. Some are real, some are not, some are there, some aren't. They're my summer diamonds. Anyways, you know, a girl has to have some diamonds. Mine are rhinestone. I wouldn't worry about it though. But welcome everyone to Tips and Tricks. I almost said Wacky Wednesday. Tips and Tricks Thursday at my sewing room. And I am here today. I am Sandy Marilyn. And we are going to do some fun things today. So I hope you're ready for a great show. I see Nancy signed in, Ruth is signed in. Hi, everybody. Oh, greetings to you. And thank you so much. Hi, Sandy, for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. And we really appreciate all your likes and your loves and your comments. And also, if you don't mind becoming a YouTube subscriber for us, that would be awesome, because you know I'm trying to hit that 10,000 mark. And I'm so excited about it. It was so great yesterday. 123 new ones last month. Oh, hi, Joanne. It is so good to hear from everyone. I would like to just do a quick shout out to some of our listeners who are participating and give us comments and do great things. So shout out to Glenda I, Ruth C, Michelle G, Tina B, Ann L, Nancy C, Sandy A, Loanne F, Carol D, Joanne T, Carol Ann M, Mary Z, Jean J, and Carol G, and I forgot one on here, Peggy N. And I see we have a brand new first time viewer, Denise W. Hi, Denise, and thanks for joining us on Facebook and YouTube, and you're on YouTube for my sewing room's versions of tips and tricks. And I have a special guest with us this morning to get started before I work on my diamond blog, which is diamonds are a girl's best friend. But I want to just let you know that I have a special person. All right, may I introduce you to my boss, Miss Ann. Come on in, Miss Ann. How are you?
Morning, Miss Marilyn.
Oh, good morning, my darling. And how are you today?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. She's always fabulous.
It's warm
She's
enough
fabulous.
for snow.
Yeah.
It's not too cold.
That's right. And just think of the moisture.
Well, it's clean looking.
Yeah, it does. Oh my gosh, we were looking a little brown and gooey.
This time of year is always so grubby looking.
It is, isn't it?
So
All right.
Fresh and clean looking.
I like it.
Not too awful.
Now, something tells me that Anne is here to tell us some really exciting news about a very exclusive class coming up.
Correct. I have put forward a quilted jacket class. I'm only accepting 3 students. I absolutely could handle more than that, but not the first go round. The first go round, I want to make sure that all the thoughts in my head actually play out correctly. The class is 3 parts. And so the interesting part of this is it does include everyone's book.
And it's a beautiful book. I've had a look through. I got very excited about it.
It's got some fabulous ideas in it. And so it's not overly involved sewing. It's not overly involved quilting. If you're a quilter, you can make this jacket. If you're a seamstress but you don't quilt, you can still quilt this jacket. In that the quilting is just multiple layers. We don't have to make a quilt to do this. So the first class, we're going to get together and we're going to measure everyone, get a perfect fitting pattern first. Then we are going to sit down and design your jacket the way you want. So every jacket is different. It can be different. And there's many ideas in this book. Your favorite quilted jacket.
Yes.
I'm hoping to borrow that as show and tell for the students.
Totally. I better write that down. Okay.
Well, yours has a great fitting feature that I think some people would really appreciate. And the way that the pattern in this book is designed, it's going to be super easy, even if you are not a typical clothing person. We've got some great things. And quite often, sad to say, but a lot of quilted jackets I've seen in the past kind of walk and move like teepees.
Boxy, kind of boxy.
Yeah, and they don't have to be that way. And I have that knowledge from my seamstress past and my quilting history to make that,
you know what?
help you make better choices.
That's right. And I know the jacket that I have has a bit of it actually follows your curves.
Yeah. And that eliminates that kind of teepee walking thing that happens. Then so the other bonus to this, when you own the book, the pattern inside's in pieces. And in theory, in past, you would cut those pieces out, tape them all together, and then go from there. I can tell you,
You have a solution for that, don't you, Miss Anne?
that's a bit of a challenge for most people. So we'll just be gone for a second here.
Yeah, we're just going to disappear behind a piece of paper. This one more time so it gets right side up. Perfect.
So this pattern, this is actually the youth size. So there's adult and youth. So if you feel more comfortable making a teeny jacket for someone in your family as your test run, that's quite possible. But in the book is full pattern for youth and adult.
Perfect.
And we will full scale print your pattern for you in class. And that will just make everything so much easier.
I think so.
And the other thing that we'll have for fitting, I'm going to have mock-ups in all the adult sizes so that we can get perfect fit. Because some of us are tiny on top and bigger on bottom, and some of us are tiny on bottom and bigger on top.
Some of us just go like this.
That's called the apple.
Okay, I'm the apple.
And then some of us have an hourglass where,
Yep.
bigger and little or bigger.
Yep.
And yet we don't have to make a boxy jacket there either.
No.
But I know quite a bit about fitting and that and quilting, enough that we could make a beautiful jacket together. But I just want 3 people in the first class to make sure that the way I think it will play out plays out easily. If I started with 6 or 8 like I normally do, I don't think I won't have enough time to give everyone enough
One-on-one
support,
time, right?
one-on-one.
Yeah.
So first class, we're going to pick your pattern, pick your sizes, scale a pattern that's fitting just you, apple or pear or hourglass, whatever shape you are. The second class will be building it, and the third class will be finishing it.
Oh, that sounds very exciting. It's very exclusive, so I'm hoping people will enjoy it. I just fell in love with the book when you showed it to me, and I just think it's really cool.
Well,
All
and
right.
the options in there, like it says it has 10 designs, 4 different approaches, and then the 2 downloadable patterns that we can print out full scale. And all of that will make for a great class. So that's coming up in mid-April.
Yes, our first class is April 19th,
Yeah.
followed by April 26th, and May 3rd.
And those are Saturdays.
Yep, and it goes from 10:30 till 3:30. We open at 10, so you've got time to come in, get yourself set up, and be ready, waiting for Anne. Just really
Yeah,
excited.
and it's in person only because I have to lay hands on you and your patterns to help you with your fit. So at this point in time, we are unable to offer it as a virtual class, and it won't be available immediately as a recording because the fitting is really important.
I think so.
So-
Especially if you want a product that you're going to be very proud of and people are going to say, oh my God, where'd you get that? I made it at my sewing room.
Yeah, and over the years, there's been different kinds of quilted jackets, and they're the rage right now online. And those jackets, though, are running at around $4,000 US,
Ooh.
which is
Yeah.
only about 6,000-7,000 Canadian.
Oh,
so
Lord, yeah.
I assure you, we can produce
We can do
a
it for
custom
a
jacket for a lot less.
That's right. Let's go, Anne. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Marilyn.
All right. Well, I'm very excited because I think, you get to design your quilt. You get to wear your quilt. It's your own design, your own creation, and I just think it's going to be fun to create it, and it'll be a lot of fun spending time with Anne and seeing how everything turns
thanks.
out. I think it'd be great.
I have a beautiful piece of fabric I've been saving forever. And so there's also the option if that quilt patchwork thing doesn't work for you. If you have a beautiful piece of fabric, there's a whole cloth quilted jacket as well.
Version. That's
and
wonderful.
as I said, the sewing portion not onerous, the quilting portion not onerous, and you have my full attention and support through the whole thing. So I hope to see
Three
troopers.
people. Okay, you guys. So yeah, first come, first serve. So if you really want to get in on this, please call us at the store. My Sewing Room, 403-252-3711. It is online, so you can go to mysewingroom.ca and order it online. We'll take first come, first serve for 3 spots. And I'm really excited because it's only $250 plus tax to sign up and get this started.
And it
I think it'll be
includes the
fun.
pattern, and it includes the book, and
it
my
includes
attention. So
So-
hopefully that's a
a good
value
start.
to the right people.
Yep.
I'm channeling Pebbles Flintstone
Stone
today
today.
next to Marilyn. I'm feeling a little underdressed.
Yeah, it's all wonderful. You should see the beautiful velvet jacket she's got on.
Yeah,
I
it
keep
shows
touching her.
a
Sorry
little
about
bit.
that.
It seemed with the little bit of snow, velvet seemed
Just
Not out of-
right.
out of reach.
Just like diamonds.
The other day it was so warm I wore short pants.
Oh my goodness, yes. I've seen people in shorts and everything, and now they're going to be back in those winter gear.
This is who we are as Canadians.
Here we are.
Boots, shorts, and a parka.
I know. Isn't that the way to go?
Well, Marilyn,
All right.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you ever so
I'll
much,
take my
Miss Anne.
toys.
Yes, take your toys, and I'll put this up in our window here so you guys can gaze lovingly at it and maybe decide that that is exactly what you want to make.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Anne. We'll see you next time. Oh, that was delightful. Thank you so much. And it's always good to have someone else come in and chit chat with us. And I see we've got some more listeners. We've got Peggy out there. I see her. I see Vicky. I see Glenda's on. That's wonderful. All right. So Sandy Marilyn is now going to update you on a couple of things. That Sandy person promised you the quilt shop voting results. All right, I didn't do any of the U.S. states and their overall or any of the international ones. I just did Canada. And I would like to give a shout out to Black Rabbit Fabrics in BC, who was the overall Canadian winner for the local quilt shop contest. In Alberta, second year in a row, it is the Dragon's Heart Quilt Shop down in Pitcher Creek. So well done, you people, well done. And I want to just again thank all of our viewers, listeners, consumers, all you wonderful people who voted for us. That was very appreciated, and we felt the love. So thank you ever so much. So that was our quilt shop finales there. Okay, you know what? We've been so serious about stuff. We have to talk about diamonds, right? Okay, so why did the jewel thief decide to become a stand-up comedian? And that wasn't me, honest. Because he wanted to steal the show Diamond by Diamond. One more before we go into our diamond. Why did the diamonds break up? Well, they lost their sparkle. Oh, it's always sad when a diamond loses its sparkle. All right. So as promised, we are going to make a diamond block today. So here's what I did. Let's have a look. Are you ready? Here's what we're going to need. So what we need are some fabrics, and I used 5 different. So you're going to recognize these batiks from the leftovers of our apron that we were working on. And I made 5 strips in a block. Now, as long as your block turns out square, it really doesn't matter how many strips you put in. It doesn't matter the size you put in. As long as the blocks are the same with the fabric layout and the same size. So you can always trim them to the right size. We also need a rotary cutter, a mat, our big ruler, our ironing board and iron, and our pins. All right, so let's assume that you now have got 5 beautiful fabrics and you have cut them into strips. Mine were 1.5 inches. So that means when I do the 1/4 inch on both sides, they're going to be 1 inch wide. And then when I measured that, I found out that this is, what was it, 5 and a bit. 5 and a bit. It was about 5.5. So I made sure my blocks then were 5.5 inches both ways, top and bottom, and I made 2 of them exactly the same. All right, so now making diamonds. It's so much fun. You're going to take these blocks and you're going to just cut them diagonally from the top corner to the bottom corner. And just slice them like that. So now we have some half square triangles, it looks like. Got 90-degree corners. Okay, let's do the other one. All right, so cut it down the diagonal. All right. Oh, that's right there. That's good enough. All right, so now to make the diamond block, we have to just rearrange these a little bit. Okay, so let's start with that 90-degree corner. Just not mix them up. 90-degree corner, and I'm going to set it this way. And then I'm going to take the other side of that block, 90-degree corner, right? And lay it down like that. So there's our 2 90s coming here with our points in both directions. We then are going to sew these together. The other block, we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to take that 90-degree and the other 90-degree corner and put it together. So the first thing we're going to do is sew these 2 strips. So let's do our best Chelsea imitation and line them up. Yeah, so we're going to do as Chelsea does. We're going to make sure that they're square along the edge. And we're going to, I dropped my pin somewhere. It's gone. There it is. And we are going to pin that in place. We're working with a bias now, so we have to be careful that we actually don't stretch it too much, and we get the points together there, and we then sew that along the line. I'm going to do both at the same time so that we can continue on very quickly at the sewing machine. So we're going to do it. All right. And I have to just make sure I'm sewing the right sides now that I did that. This one was here, right? And this one was here. I just want to make sure I did the right, getting the right corners. Nothing like putting it together backwards. So it's this side that I want to sew. All right, so let's line it up and pin. All right. Get that ready. Don't worry about the very end of the block because it ends up getting nipped off. All right, so we're just going to go over now to the sewing machine and sew those 2 seams. Okay, here we go. Going to the close-up. Okay, there we are. Today I'm actually using the Brother NQ1300. And I've got my 1/4 inch piecing foot in. I have set it on stitch number 3 so it's centered, and I've started it with a little bit of a leader, and I am going to sew that 1/4 inch and try not to run over any pins while I do it. All right, and away we go. The one thing I want to do is use that pin as an awl because I didn't bring my awl, and just hold down the edge where the seam pops up so that we don't get any seams backwards. Okay, here comes another one. Hold it down. And then we just finish off right at the end. I am going to pull this pin, and I'm going to bring the other one in because we're going to do a little chain stitching. So let's bring it over. As that one comes off, we'll feed this one in. 1/4 inch seam all the way along. I just love that hack that Chelsea was showing me yesterday, that this is 1/8 of that finger is amazing. All right, keeping going the 1/4 inch. Making sure our little seams are lying flat so that our block isn't too bad. All right, pull that one out so I don't run over it. And we are done. All right, let's cut it off. Lift our presser foot, and there's our 1/4 inch seams. Okay, do a little trim. Cut that off. Cut our little leader off. Okay, let's put that leader back in there. Right, ready for the next part. Okay, so let's head over to the front and have a look at our blocks. We are going to get our little iron out. We're going to press that seam. You can see why Chelsea did this left-handed all the time. The iron kind of pokes out that way. And it doesn't really matter which way you bend this seam because I don't really have a dark and a light side. Okay, so we'll just press that block. Okay, let's press the other one, set the seam. And then let's open it to the dark, well, as dark as we can go. There's so many colors. I just love this batik fabric. That's one other reason I wanted to use the batik, was so that you can't tell when I get it upside down, which is sometimes that happens. All right, there we go. Before I do the next one, did you hear about the diamond that went to art school? Yeah, he specialized in cubism. All right, here's another funny one. What did the ruby say to the diamond? You're so clear, you make me blush. All right, let's put these together. All right, so if you remember, we started with our squares in the things, and when we put them together, ooh, look at that cool pattern that we've got going on there. And I'm going to show you my other block. I made another one, and I turned them a little bit, so I want to show you another way, way that it can look. So let's just finish this off. Let's match this up, pin that into place, and we'll do that last row of stitching. Okay, and we'll pin it and do that last seam, and then we'll have a lovely block. Remember what Chelsea says about making sure that we pin and have take up on any excess on the bottom. All right, so there, that's enough pins for right now. I'll take one. I'll take it over here to the sewing machine. Here we go, brother, Mr. Brother. All right, here we go. And we'll do that 1/4 inch seam to put the two blocks together. I think this is a fun way to make diamond blocks. Now, you're all going to look at it in a minute and say, well, Sandy, that's actually just a square turned on its edge. And you know what? You're right. So you can think about any block becoming a diamond block. Just make sure these guys stay down as we sew. We're almost done. We have a few thicker parts where the seams are, but we're just about done. Going a 1/4 inch, and you'll see that you lose a little bit of nip at the end there, but that's okay. All right, let's have a look. There's our 1/4 inch seam. Cut that little ender off. There we go. Let's take it over to the iron and let's give it a little press, and we can see how well it's turning out. This is left-handed pressing at its very best. There we go. Press that down, and then it doesn't really matter which way you press that seam, because as I say, they're all dark going every direction. Okay, so there is a lovely diamond. I want to show you something. Very, very good. Okay, now, if you'll notice on this one, I've got it arranged so that those two colors go off into an angle. But you're right, if you look at it, it's just a square, but you can now turn it and do it this way as a diamond. And if you were putting these into a quilt, of course, you'd sew long lines going like this. It's not until you put it together that you'll see the diamond pattern. But I did it a different way on this one. I really mixed this one up, and you'll see it's really crazy. So these guys are not coming together there, and these aren't coming together there. They're kind of off center. So there's another block, another way to put it together, and that is a really quick diamond block. Yay! Thank you, Marilyn, for pointing that out to us. We are good. All right. So what do you call it when your dog eats your wedding ring? It's a diamond in the rough. Rough. I know, crazy girl. All right. So we've talked about a few things that are of interest to us. The class that Anna's doing, which sounds absolutely fun and amazing, making your own quilted jacket or whole cloth jacket with some beautiful fabric. We also, I announced to you the quilting results. Unfortunately, we weren't number 1, but we were number 2. All right. The other thing I just want to mention is for us, we have our spring cleaning sale going on. So right now, March 1st to the 15th, you can still get your regularly priced fashion fabrics at 20% off. They are the in-store, in-stock, regular price ones. So that's running until Saturday. And may I just mention that Saturday, you guys, is International Quilt Day. So I do hope that you get a chance to pop in and get some of that regular priced fashion fabric on sale. The other thing that happened, which is absolutely marvelous, this is good for our International Quilt Day as well, is that we have quilting cottons on sale from March 11th until the 31st. These are the in-store, in-stock, regular priced cottons. You're cutting a 1/2 meter minimum, and whatever you're cutting then from that up is 20% off. And if you finish the bolt, it's 25% off. So that is a lot of fun, and I'm really excited about all of that. So that is our spring cleaning sale underway at my sewing room. Celebrate International Quilt Day. Come on down to the store and get some of that wonderful fashion fabrics or quilting cottons, the regularly priced ones. Always there is something fun in the 50% off area. We also have a little rummage sale area at the front of the store. When you come in, we were putting some items that we have found in the store that need some love and need to go to someone else's home, and they are half price. So take a look at what's out there. It could be of interest to you. I know that we did the big blue mama bags at half price. I know there's some luggage out there for half price. I know that there are new look patterns for half price. There are also, what else did I put out there? Luggage, bags, patterns. There's some Hoop Sisters products that are out there as well that are half price. Oh, We've been putting some Clover things into half price as well. It's right at the front at the big round table when you come in, so have a good look at it. Rummage around and find something. I'll let you know that this is just the start of the sale for rummaging, and as we go through the days and the weeks until we get to the end of March, we will have other selected items joining those in the rummage sale. So have a look at that when you come in. All right, everybody. I think that's everything for today. Saturday, if you're interested, as I say, it's the International Quilt Day. Also, Calgary Sews is at the store on Saturday. And that's about it until next week. All right. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I will be back on Monday for Monday Minute. I'm so excited because it's St. Patrick's Day. Woohoo! Anyways, I hope you can join me. Thanks everyone for being out there for me and listening, and thanks for supporting my sewing room, and have a wonderful day.